Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today is Navigating BrickLink, specifically looking into the shipping settings. So I'm getting a lot of questions about this one, so we're going to get straight into it. But first, if you haven't, go ahead and think about clicking that subscribe button, and if you find this video helpful, go ahead and click the like button. If you have any questions, of course, you can put them in the comments below. So to start out, you're going to go to the My Store tab and click Settings. And I already have a video on all of the settings over here, except for the shipping. So we're going to click the shipping page, or the tab. And now you can see we're in a shipping methods page. And there's a lot of questions on this, so I'm going to go into these in just a moment, but first we're going to start here at the bottom with the shipping policy. This will show up on your, what is it called? Your terms page over here. So you can see the terms and the normal stuff is here, and then you have your shipping policy just below it, and that is whatever you have typed in over here in this thing, this text field here. So you can go ahead and type in all your stuff here, and then if you want to, you can click the preview shipping, and you'll see it'll come up here like normal. So nothing super special there, but you want to make sure you have all your stuff in there. It's nice to have your prices. You know, I personally, when I go buy, I like to see people's prices. Then, to set your prices, you have to go up here, and this is where I think there's a lot of confusion. Most likely, there will be nothing in here underneath the shipping methods, and you'll have to add a new shipping method. I'm not going to go in and add a whole new one, but I'm going to show you how we have our domestic U.S. shipping set up. And this will be for everyone, not just those in the United States. So, you'll start out with the name. So in this case, this is what I see it as United States shipping. This is kind of, you can choose whatever icon you want. Black is totally fine for me. It doesn't really matter. Now, the groups, you can group certain shipping methods if you'd like. As you saw, we only have a couple, so we don't have any groups. And then if you want to write any notes to the buyer, so they will see this when they check out and select a shipping method. Now, in this case, we're enabling this shipping method, but we do have an international shipping method, which we're not shipping international right now. So it's nice to be able to save a shipping method, but disable it. So in this case, ours is enabled. Now, for this invoicing part, this is specifically where we have it turned on to automated. So this means that it automatically calculates the price of shipping, automatically adds any additional fees, and then it invoices them instantly if they do not choose instant checkout. Instant checkout just means that they click, pay now or place order, and they pay right away, and there's no invoicing or anything that has to be done. Now, another option you can do is click manual, which then means that the buyers can place the order, and then you have to send the invoice to them. Now, this generally, I have purchased a few orders that do have manual, but personally I think it's easier with automatic because then they can, pretty much instantly pay for their order. Now, this is something new, this share and publish to share. When you click this publish to share button, it'll take all of your settings that are down here and up here, and you'll be able to publish them on a little database. So if you want to type in like a note for other sellers, you can type that in. And if you want to, you can even import shared methods. And this is relatively new, I believe, but you can scroll through all this stuff and you can find stuff that, certain stores have created, and you can click it. And if you want to, you can import all of it. But by clicking that next, it'll just come up to this screen, and you can look at all the terms and like the weights and all that fun stuff. And then click confirm to add. In this case, we're not going to. I'm just going to show you how to add it manually, but that is a very nice feature that I actually didn't see until very, very recently, so I imagine that it's relatively new. I could be wrong, though. So the next little section is this destination and base rate. So in this case, because we are setting up a United States shipping, if you were in France, this would say, you could type this into France shipping, and then you would select domestic, and that is just traveling inside of France or just inside of your country. So in this case, we personally set it up with these weight bands, meaning we can set the order to be 0 to 4 ounces, and they will pay this much in shipping. If it's 4.01 to 8, it'll be this much in shipping. And this is an automatic calculation that is done at checkout by the weight bands here. So these prices down here, probably from 17 up, are inaccurate at the moment. These are pretty close to what we actually, close to what it costs to ship up until probably the 17 up. And that's because as we get orders, we start to realize what it really costs us to ship, including all the packing materials and stuff, and we're changing those prices, pretty regularly. But I think we've got the first 2 or 3 set pretty well. So here is the weight band that we personally use, but you can also use Courier API, and that is, you select which courier you're going to use. In this case, this is probably the closest one to what you're going to what you would want to use, which is the first class packages retail. And then you can view the chart, and this is kind of the same thing we just had, but it's a lot cheaper. And this is, directly what it costs you to ship with USPS. being that we don't charge fees for shipping and packaging materials, it is nice to bump up our shipping just a little bit with our own little, weight band here. And then from there, this factor, this helps to supplement the cost of, the boxes or the envelopes and the little business cards, everything that goes together to make a package. You can also select the price band up here if you would like, and that is saying that, if your order is $1 to $10, it's going to be a $3 shipping. So it's the same thing as the weight. The difference here, though, is it is price-based instead of weight-based. Or you can select flat rate and just say everyone pays $5 in shipping, no matter what size your order is. And that's useful, and certain people I do know that do that. But a lot of people also do price band. Personally, we do weight band, though. Again, totally up to you. And this won't all be filled in when you have it. You click this add weight band, and you can see it adds a new row, and you type in the numbers and the price you want to charge. The next little section is discount. So if you want to offer discounts with this specific shipping method, you can. So you can add these order total rules. You can click discount. And if you want to say if they pay with PayPal on site, they get a 3% discount. That wouldn't make sense necessarily, but examples like that. The best way, I think, is to just go play around with all these drop downs and see what they do, and that'll be the best way to really learn this. This is just kind of an overview as to what you're able to do. Next thing is insurance and additional charges. And this is all wrong, I'm sure, but you're able to add insurance, and you see we have it by request. We've only had one order ever request insurance, but you can select, for domestic. In this case, it's because we only are offering domestic in this specific, what is this called? Shipping method, I guess. So we have, the drop down, but if you did offer multiple zones, you could select what zones offer insurance. We can insure up to how many dollars. This is, like I said, very wrong, and we need to fix this. So don't look at those numbers because I'm sure they're inaccurate. You can add tracking. So for us specifically, we always have tracking on our packages, meaning, if their order shipping fee is over $1, which it always is, they will have tracking information. And you'll see on the orders page here, this little symbol here means it is trackable. So this little symbol means it's insurable, and this one is instant checkout. So this specific method on our store is what we're editing right now. And you can see over here, shipping and handling is $3.94 for however much weight is in the cart with that single item. So they can also request for invoice, and I will show that in just a moment. But this trackable little thing, personally, I think is nice to have on a store. So over here, that tracking you can add or take away, and you can add it to certain zones or take it away from certain zones. In this case, you can also add additional fees. So if they want tracking, they can add tracking for a cost if they would like to. You can also add handling fees. Just make sure you add this in your terms and conditions page or on your splash page so everyone sees it so they're not upset or surprised when they get to the cart. But here you can see we add a $1 handling fee when the total is less than $1. So essentially it's easier just to tell them, spend at least $1, and then they'll get more bricks. But some people only spend 3 cents, and then we charge them $1. And that's all they wanted. They just wanted that one piece that they got. So it's totally up to them. But this is in supplement or in, it supplements the minimum buy that we do not have. You can also add order restrictions. So this is useful if you're doing international orders because, you can set a maximum buy, or you can add package restrictions such as the volume and the weight. So we might add a max weight when it comes to international pretty soon, but we will see. You can also add these package adjustments. Now specifically, we added the weight adjustment, add a base weight, and that adds 10% of whatever the bricks weigh to our total weight on our ordered form. Reason for that is we have to factor in the cardboard or the paper or the plastic bags and all that stuff when you're packing an order. So with all this being filled out, hopefully that explains some stuff. You're going to click the Save Changes button at the bottom, and then you can go ahead and click the shipping up here, and it'll go back to this initial page. Now once that's set up, you'll see that this is here, and the status, this little things mean it has instant checkout. So specifically, I showed you that on our thing, we have a request for invoice option here. Because right now, if they select United States shipping, they can only check out with PayPal, and they have to pay immediately. So let's say their order is all paper. It is all, instructions. That can be shipped by media mail, which is a little bit cheaper. So if they want to, they can request an invoice. So this, for us, we have a totally separate shipping method set up called request for invoice, and it'll ship to anywhere because anywhere can request an invoice. So if you click on that and go and edit, you can see the key here is you have this invoicing set up to manual, and you need this check here that says allow quote request. So now on this page, if they click request for quote, when they place the order, it'll have to be manually invoiced, or they can request the quote down here. So you can see with this one, they have to pay now, but with this one, they place the order and they'll be invoiced later. And then when we're back here, the destination and base rate you can see is set to anywhere and no rate, and that is specifically because they have to request a quote, so it won't give them a rate for the shipping. And then discount, same thing here. Everything below here is all normal. You need to make sure you apply your fees down here, and then that'll automatically apply the fees. So really the only thing you have to do when you send them the quote is adjust the shipping information there. And then again, you'll click Save Changes, and then it'll go, or you can click and go back to the shipping page. So that's really it for the shipping methods. Now we do have an international one, and you can we'll go into here real quick. It's titled International. Again, we don't personally put it in a group, and at this time it is disabled because we're not shipping internationally. But pretty much the other stuff is all the same. It's automatic. Destination is set to international instead of domestic, and then the weight band is again what we use, and here you can actually add specific zones. So you can click new zone, you can select certain countries in here. Let's say we want to select here and here and here, and this is the new zone. We have to name it, we'll name it test for now. Save zone, and then you can see now for these 3 zones here, we are able to change the price separately. So for Mexico and Canada, it's a little bit cheaper than everywhere else. But like I said, right now we are not shipping to international countries, so this does not apply at the moment. But again, same thing, discounts, insurance, and additional charges. And then in this case, we had a $5 additional charge when it's less than $1, but does not really apply right now. And again, restrictions and adjustments, and your weight margin there. And then you click Save Changes, and again, it'll go back to the shipping page. That's pretty much it for shipping. Hopefully this answered some questions. If you're wondering what countries, how much it costs and stuff, you're going to have to check with the local, whatever shipping service you use. I know a lot of people just use the USPS, and you can go on their website and try to find prices for like first class mail and all that, kind of the priority mail and all that stuff. If you want to do the flat rate packages, you can go find all that information on their website and then kind of create your price bands from there. A lot of our testing has been, or well, not even testing, a lot of our shipping settings and stuff have just been kind of trial and error. As certain orders come in, we realize it doesn't cost that much to ship, or it costs more than we're making, and we've been adjusting our prices like that. And then, of course, the post office adjusts their prices every few years as well, so you have to kind of factor that in too. Here's one last thing I didn't show, the bypass password. Just like every other bypass password works, if someone is in anywhere over in Europe or whatever it be, and they want to order, but right now we're only shipping to the US, they can type in the bypass password and they'll be able to place the order. Other than that, there's not much here. Like I said, if you thought this video was helpful at all, go ahead and click the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button. If you have questions, feel free to put them in the comments or send me an email. The email address is on my About page on the YouTube channel homepage. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful to some people. I know it's confusing. And again, I say a lot of it is trial and error. So again, thanks guys. Have a good one, and we'll see you in the next video.